Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Degen, this is Marvel Heroes, all things Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is a former Air Force pilot who I believe was in some kind of accident involving a Kree ship, which is where she gained her powers. In this video we're going to talk about all of her powers, most of her costumes, and we'll see some other Miss Marvel stuff. Now I would just like to state this is not my official build or anything like that, this video is simply just showing off her powers, exactly that. Starting out with the costumes, this is the Miss Marvel modern costume. It's a pretty sweet costume, looks really good. This is the Miss Marvel Agent of S.W.O.R.D. costume. Got a little bit of a wedgie there, but that's okay. A little wedge never hurt anybody. This is the Miss Marvel classic costume. It's a little mix of both. It's got shorter hair, it's got some of the red. This is the Miss Marvel Captain Marvel costume. This one's got a full mask and I'm not really sure how I feel about the hair. She could do better than that. Not a giant fan of this costume, but it is nice because it is a little bit different than the others and there's no skin showing anywhere aside from the mouth region. But I'm just not I'm not a hair of the fan style. I'm not a fan of the hairstyle. And yeah. And finally we have the Miss Marvel binary costume, or as you can tell, this one. Am I a fan of this hairstyle? I don't know because I can't see the hair. And that hair is actually quite frightening. I like this costume a lot, it's pretty cool, it's pretty crazy too. Yeah, I don't know. Not much to say other than it's just crazy. It's cosmically crazy. Be sure to tell me your favorite Miss Marvel costume in the comments. I'm really curious. And I'll tell you what my favorite Miss Marvel costume is at the end of the video. And starting out with the powers, we will start in the Brawling tree. The first power you get at level 1 is called Mighty Punch. It's a basic power, fighting power, pummel enemies in front of you. This does physical damage, and as you put points into it, it will just increase that physical damage. And it has a synergy with Photon Punch and Cosmic Haymaker. It gains damage from both of those. Here it is in action, just a very simple looking punch. Just run up to enemies and punch them. Punch, punch, punch. At level 10 you'll unlock the next basic power, Photon Punch. This one does energy damage and it also does have synergies with Mighty Punch and Cosmic Haymaker. As you put points into it you will increase the energy damage. This one makes your fists glow, so yep, that's why it does energy damage instead of physical, and this is it. Still looks like punches, but this time you're hitting them with pure energy. At level 18, you'll come upon Uppercut Blast. Knock an enemy into the air with a punch, then knock that enemy back with a blast of cosmic energy. This does physical and energy damage. As you put points into it, it will increase both of those damages. This is what it looks like. Super Uppercut to Blast. And then let's try it out on an enemy. See you later, pal. At level 24, you will be able to unlock Cosmic Haymaker. This is a fighting power. Deliver a titanic punch that stuns your enemy. This thing does massive damage. It does physical damage. And as you can see, it's pretty high. You do get this at level 24, so it's a little later. It does have synergies with Mighty Punch and Photon Punch, so you can increase the damage with those. And as you put points into it, you will increase the physical damage as well as the stun duration. This is what it looks like. Pretty much gonna one-shot trash and stun whatever it does in one-shot. At level 4 you'll be able to unlock Roundhouse Kick. This is another fighting power. Launch a roundhouse kick that knocks enemies back. This does physical damage, and as you put points into it you'll increase the physical damage. This has a slight AoE cone in front of you. This is what the range is. This is what the power looks like. And this is what it looks like on enemies. As you can see, it does knock them back and it hits a cone in front of you. Let's see if I can get all three in one. Roundhouse kick. Nope. I'm the worst. At level 14, you'll be able to unlock Kree Toughness. This is a passive power and all it does is gives you more defense. I did put some points into this early on. I think I might put more in depending on what direction defense goes in, but it does just raise your defense. It's a passive. It can never hurt. And of course, as you put points into it, the defense bonus you gain from it will go up. And finally, in the Brawling tree, Defiant Escape. You get this at level 20, break all negative conditions locking you in place, spend photonic energy to become briefly immune to these conditions. Now the duration is based upon how many points you have put into it. This is what it does. If you get stuck in place, just pop it and boom, you break free instantly or whenever you push it. And if you have photonic energy down here, you can spend it and break free and become immune for a few seconds. And the next tree is the Photonics tree. The first power is Photonic Blast. You get this at level 1. Fire a beam of energy that explodes upon striking the first enemy in its path. This does energy damage, and as you put points into it, that will increase the energy damage. This has a synergy with Photonic Wave. Here it is on enemies. It shoots pretty fast, doesn't use too much spirit. Mine's very low, so it's not doing that much damage. Next up is Photonic Wave. Blast enemies in front of you with a surge of cosmic energy. This does energy damage, and it does have a synergy with Photonic Blast. As you put points into it, you'll increase the energy damage. And that's what it is. At level 12, you'll be able to unlock Stellar Beam. Fire a beam of cosmic energy that blasts all enemies in its path. This does energy damage. As you put points into it, the energy damage will go up. I'm starting to see a trend here with Ms. Marvel, and this is what it looks like. Very similar to the other power. This is the range. At level 26, you'll get Photonic Devastation. Hold down the hotkey to fire a destructive beam of cosmic energy that blasts all enemies in its path. This does energy damage per second. 8 cost spirit per second. As you put points into it, the energy damage will go up and the spirit will stay the same. This is what it looks like. You hold it down and you just blast. You can rotate. And this is what it does. Oop, I got chained. This is what it does to the fellas, to the ladies, to the... I got nothing. I keep getting chained. Let's just blast that guy. Boom. At level 6, you'll be able to unlock Photonic Defense. Hold down the hotkey to defend yourself from attacks from the front. This has a huge damage resist. As you put points into it, you'll increase that damage resist. This is how it works. When you hold it down, you just block. You have that energy shield or whatever you want to call it. You can rotate it around and it will block the amount of damage that it says it will block. At level 20, you'll get Photonic Regeneration. Channel your Cosmic Might to slowly heal your injuries. You'll regenerate X amount of health over 5 seconds. As you put points into it, the amount of health you'll generate will go up over the 5-second period. You hit it, it just goes like this. Your health will go up. You'll just start regenerating. You can spam it as long as you have the spirit to do so. You can keep that regeneration going until you run out of spirit. At level 1, you'll get Energy Absorption. This is a passive power. You convert some incoming damage into spirit to fuel your powers. So as you get hit, you'll gain back spirit. As you put points into this, you'll gain more spirit back per hit. And that's all there is to it. It's a passive. And finally, in the Photonics tree, at level 30, you'll unlock Stellar Flare. Hold down the hotkey to boost your defense while challenging nearby enemies to attack you. Release the hotkey to create a massive explosion of cosmic energy. Energy damage dealt per second. So the longer you hold the button down, the more damage you're going to do. Knockdown duration is 1 second, and you gain a defense bonus while doing this. As you put points into it, you'll increase the damage done per second charged and the defense bonus. This is what it looks like. That's as long as you can hold it. This is the AoE range it's got. And this is what it looks like on enemies. So we're defending right now, taking less damage, and ba-boom. At level 2, you'll be able to unlock Flying Lunge. Surge into the fray, knocking down all enemies in your path. This does physical damage. As you put points into it, the physical damage will go up, and it does have a synergy with Warbird Charge. This is what it looks like. It's a short little charge power. You can use this to dash around early game if you want, and it does do a little bit of damage. At level 16, you'll get Evasive Blast. Jump away from combat and fire a Photonic Blast that slows an enemy. This deals energy damage and 20% slow to movement speed. As you put points into it, the energy damage that it deals will go up as you use it. This is what it does. You jump backwards and fire an energy blast, exactly what it says. And here it is on enemies. You jump back. Next in the Avionics tree, we have Warbird Charge. This is a charge power. You unlock this at level 22. Charge forward, knocking back all enemies in your path. This is just another charge power. Same deal as all the others. This one has a pretty far charge range though, or whatever. You'll go quite the distance. That far. And yeah, it does some damage based on how many points you have in it. Very standard power. Next, at level 8, you have Cruising Altitude. Hold down the hotkey to fly above enemies and obstacles. Haste to movement speed. As you put points into it, the haste will go up. And this is it. It's a fly power. Just like many heroes get, you can fly over obstacles, you can fly up and down things that normally you'd have to run around, and you can fly over enemies. And finally, in the Avionics tree, at level 28 you'll get Crash Down Strike. Fly up and smash down in the middle of enemies, knocking them down. This does energy damage. The more points you have in it, the more energy damage it will deal. And this is what it looks like on enemies. It knocks them down, and it does some energy damage. It takes a lot of spirit though. And finally, Ms. Marvel's ultimate power, Binary Overdrive. Basically, you just explosion! You create a giant explosion that burns enemies, heals teammates, it does energy damage. It does energy damage over time, it does damage bonus to all energy powers, it does energy defense bonus, it does energy defense penetration, and regenerate 25% maximum health per second. Area duration of 30 seconds, and the cooldown is 20 minutes, being an ultimate power. Here it is in action on a pile of guys. Boom. All that stands is the boss. And as you can see, this move, Cosmic Haymaker, does like to make short work of him. Give me that cube shard. And it's that time for the end of the video where I show you what my favorite costume is, and this is it. The Ms. Marvel Agent of Sword costume. I just like this costume. Most of her costumes are pretty similar to each other. I just like this one a little better. I don't know, I think it's the red. Along with the longer hair. She's a cute girl. And she's got that wedgie. But she has that wedgie in pretty much all of her costumes. Anyways, yeah, so that was that. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're looking for other heroes, I've also done Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Wolverine, Deadpool, Captain America, Hulk, Black Panther, Cyclops, Cable, Jean Grey, and that might be it. I'm probably forgetting someone, maybe not. Also, if you're watching this after the fact, I've got more coming, so there's going to be more up. So check out my channel if you want to see any of those other heroes. And if I don't have a hero that you would like to see me do, be sure to leave that request in the comments, and I will get on that. I've been trying to get them all done. I've actually completed almost all of the non-starter heroes. I've only got a few left, but I do plan on doing every single hero, so don't be shy. Ask for anyone. Or you could just wait, eventually I'll get to all of them. And aside from that, I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a ton for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'm Degen. This is Marvel Heroes. All things Ms. Marvel. Bye!
I didn't know I was looking for one of these.